Number 1. Carmen was taking alendronate. However, the nurse should warn her that she is at high risk for developing which disorder? A. Cardiovascular disease, B. Breast cancer, C. Inflammation of the esophagus, and letter D. Stroke. Ang sagot po natin dito is letter C. Inflammation of the esophagus. Alam naman natin, alendronate is a biphosphonate used to treat osteoporosis and other bone disorders. So, para maiwasan ang inflammation of the esophagus, tinitake po ang alendronate with full glass of water in the morning. And then, the patient must remain upright for at least 30 minutes after ingestion para hindi po mag-reflux ang gamot sa esophagus. Okay? So, tandaan, alendronate is taken with full glass of water and remain upright for at least 30 minutes to prevent the risk for inflammation of the esophagus. Again, sagot po natin sa number 1, letter C, inflammation of the esophagus. Number 2, before seeing the client, you were made aware that a diagnosis of gout was given. Where would you expect uric acid crystals to affect which joint first? A. Great toe, B. Metatarsophalangeal, C. Ears, D. Knee joint. Anong sagot natin dyan? Alam ko sa iba sa unang tingin pa lang great toe agad ang sagot. However, ang tinatanong dito is joint. So ang sagot natin dito ay yung specific joint of the great toe, which is the metatarsophalangeal joint. Metatarsophalangeal joint po. Okay? Therefore, our answer here is letter B. Number 3. The client with cystitis is also given a prescription for phenazopyridine, hydrochloride, or pyridium. The nurse should teach the client that this drug is used to treat urinary tract infections by. Ang sagot natin dito is letter C, providing analgesic effect on the bladder mucosa. Again, for pyridium in UTI, it is for analgesic effect on the bladder mucosa. Sagot, letter C, providing an analgesic effect on the bladder mucosa. Pyridium. Number 4. Before the client starts taking phenazopyridine hydrochloride, she should be taught about which of the drug's side effects. A. Bright orange red urine. B. Incontinence. C. Constipation. D. Slight drowsiness. Side effects daw ng pyridium. Our answer here is letter A. Bright orange red urine. So, ang nursing intervention natin dito is to educate the patient that it is harmless. Okay? Side effect ng pyridium. Letter A. Bright orange red urine. Number 5. Lena was admitted due to diabetic ketoacidosis and was treated accordingly. Currently, she has a normal blood glucose pH and serum osmolality. During assessment, the client complains of weakness in the legs. Which of the following is a priority nursing intervention? Our answer here is letter B. Ensure the client is safe from falls and check the most recent potassium level. So dito, expected na natin na binigyan siya ng insulin to treat the diabetic ketoacidosis. And since na-open yung channel for glucose, potassium will also be shifted into the cells kaya nagkakaroon ng hypokalemia. Therefore, our answer here is letter C. Kung naalala ninyo, gumagamit din tayo ng insulin sa mayroong hyperkalemia to shift the potassium into the cells. Ganyan po ang tinatanong. Ganyan po ang nangyari sa question. Okay? Sagot is letter C. Number 6. Gretchen has potassium level of 7 milliequivalent per liter and is to receive sodium polystyrene sulfonate or kayaksalate orally. After administering the drug, the priority nursing action is to monitor A. Urine output, B. Blood pressure, C. Bowel movements, and letter D. ECG for tall peak T waves. Anong sagot natin dito? Nagkakamali ang karamihan dito, ang sinasagot nila is letter D. ECG for tall peak T waves. Well, tama naman pero yung situation, the patient will receive kayaksalate orally. Ang dapat na minomonitor natin dito is yung bowel movements because kayaksalate works by exchanging sodium ions for potassium ions in the intestines and the potassium is eliminated through the stool. So dapat minomonitor natin ang bowel movements to ensure that the medication is effective and the potassium is being excreted. Okay? I hope it is clear. Number 7. Nurse Paul is caring for Connie who was admitted for urinary tract infection. The infection has been resolved. The client's serum potassium level was 4.5 mg per liter yesterday. Today, the level is 7 mg per liter. Which of the following is the next appropriate nursing action? A. Call the physician and report results. B. Question the results and withdraw the specimen. Letter C. Encourage the patient to increase the intake of bananas. And letter D. Initiate seizure precautions. Ang sagot natin dito is letter B. Question the results and redraw the specimen. This is because a sudden jump of potassium from 4.5 to 7 milliequivalent per liter sa isang araw is very suspicious. Okay? Kailangan you should question the results and redraw the specimen. Again, our answer here is letter B. Number 8. Kelly is a patient with chronic renal failure, reports 10-pound weight loss over 3 months and has had difficulty taking calcium supplements. The total calcium is 6.9 mg per dl. Which of the following would be the first nursing action? A. Assess for the press dip tendon reflex. B. Call the physician to report calcium level. C. Place an intravenous catheter in anticipation of administering calcium gluconate. And letter D. Check to see if serum albumin level is available. Ang sagot po natin dito is letter D. Check to see if serum albumin level is available. Bakit kaya? This is because calcium in the blood sticks to albumin. Again, calcium in the blood sticks to albumin. If albumin is low, which is common in renal failure, the total calcium looks low even if the real or active calcium is okay. Again, if albumin is low, which is common in renal failure, the total calcium looks low even if real or active calcium is okay. Ang sagot natin dito is letter D. Check to see if serum albumin level is available. Number 9. Harry has an end-stage renal disease undergoing dialysis and complains of frequent constipation. When performing discharge teaching, which over-the-counter products should the nurse instruct the client to avoid at home? A. Bisacodil suppository. B. Fiber supplements. C. Docicet sodium. And letter D. Milk of magnesia. Ano daw yung dapat ina-avoid? Ang sagot natin dito is letter D. Milk of magnesia. Why? Simply because hindi ma-excrete ang magnesium sa end-stage renal disease. Therefore, magnesium-containing laxatives must be avoided. Okay? Letter D. Next, number 10. Mayang is a chronic alcoholic who was diagnosed with acute pancreatitis. She has been receiving potassium supplementation for 4 days since being admitted with a serum potassium of 3.0 milliequivalent per liter. Today, the potassium level is 3.1 milliequivalent per liter. Isa lang yung na-adjust. 0.1 lang yung na-adjust, yung nadagdag. Which of the following laboratory values should the nurse check before notifying the physician of the client's failure to respond to the treatment? A. Sodium. B. Phosphorus. C. Calcium. D. Magnesium. As we can see, kahit nagtitake siya ng potassium supplement, hindi nagno-normalize ang potassium. Ano daw ang isi-check ng nurse before niya i-notify ang physician? The correct answer here is magnesium. Why? This is because low magnesium makes it hard for the body to hold on to potassium. So kahit nag-supplement pa siya, if mababa ang magnesium, hindi talaga magno-normalize ang potassium. Okay, ang sagot natin dito is letter D. Next, number 11. The nurse should assess which of the following body systems while administering intravenous cimetidine to a client. A. Urinary. B. Immune. C. Respiratory. Letter D. Cardiovascular. Ang sagot natin dito is letter D. Cardiovascular because it causes cardiac arrhythmias and it also causes hypotension, particularly if administered rapidly. Okay? Sagot, letter D. Next, number 12. The nurse administers which of the following drugs to a client who has keratitis? A. Acyclovir. B. Acetazolamide. C. Scopolamine. And letter D. Idoxuridine. Okay? The drug of choice of keratitis is idoxuridine, an antiviral eye drop. Therefore, the answer here is letter D. Acyclovir is also antiviral but more often given systemically or topically. Not the first line for corneal application. Yung acetazolamide naman ay para sa glaucoma to reduce the intraocular pressure. Scopolamine naman is for motion sickness or sometimes for eye exams, not keratitis. Again, our answer here is letter D. Idoxuridine for keratitis. Number 13. The nurse is to administer timolol 1 drop in each eye. Which of the following comments by the client indicates the need for further teaching? A. I must wash my hands before putting in my drops. Tama. This drug will decrease the fluid in my eye. Tama. I'll need to take this until my eye pressure is normal. Let's see. Adverse reactions include dizziness and double vision. Tama kaya yan? Tama. So, negative answer ang hanapin natin. The wrong statement here is letter C. I need to take this until my eye pressure is normal. That is wrong because glaucoma is a chronic condition, so treatment is lifelong. Hindi yung pag okay na yung pressure, ititigil mo na. Okay? Parang anti-hypertensive meds din yan. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Number 14. Ay, number 13 ba yung kanina? O, tama. Number 14. The nurse should understand that the client is to receive which of the following drugs to paralyze ciliary body muscles. So, ang hanapin natin dito is yung cycloplegic drug. Okay? Saan dyan yung cycloplegic drug? Our answer here is letter B, homatropine. Homatropine. It is a mydriatic and also cycloplegic drug. Ano bang action ng letter A? Phenylephrine hydrochloride. Phenylephrine hydrochloride is only mydriatic and not cycloplegic, as well with hydroxyamphetamine hydrobromide. Parehas lang po sila. Hindi po sila cycloplegic. Yung cromolyn naman, it is a mast cell stabilizer used for allergic conjunctivitis and not for cycloplegia. Okay, again, cycloplegic drug, letter B, homatropine. Number 15. The nurse is admitting a client with asthma who is to be started on theophylline. Which of the following question would be appropriate to ask this client? A. Are you a diabetic and taking insulin? B. Do you take cimetidine? C. Do you use aspirin on a daily basis? And letter D. Do you exercise routinely? Sorry. Our answer here is letter B. Do you take cimetidine? This is because cimetidine inhibits liver enzymes. And this increases theophylline levels, raising the risk for toxicity. So, dapat tinatanong natin sa patient kung gumagamit ba siya ng cimetidine to prevent theophylline toxicity. Again, our answer here is letter B. Do you take cimetidine? Which of the following is the priority for the nurse to monitor in a client who has been on a ventilator and on 70% fraction of inspired oxygen for the past 72 hours? A. Atelectasis. B. Pulmonary fibrosis. C. Expense to client. Letter D. Oxygen dependence. The correct answer here is letter B. Pulmonary fibrosis. Again, a client on high concentrations of oxygen, more than 60% of fraction of inspired oxygen, is at risk of oxygen toxicity, leading to pulmonary fibrosis or scarring of the lung tissue. Okay? More than 60%, tapos prolong. Sabi dito sa past 72 hours, magkakaroon talaga siya ng pulmonary fibrosis. Number 17. Which of the following is the priority nursing intervention for a client who is receiving adenosine for supraventricular tachycardia? A. Document the presence of peripheral pulses. B. Monitor the pulse oximetry. C. Assure patent IV in the antecubital vein. And letter D. Prepare for emergency defibrillation. Ang sagot po natin dito is letter C. Assure a patent IV in the antecubital vein. Why? Kasi mabilis lang ang half-life ng adenosine. So, dapat binibigay natin siya via bolus followed by a saline flush. Dapat malaki din ang IV line. And, of course, proximal yung IV site. Therefore, our answer here is letter C. Assure a patent IV in antecubital vein. Dapat malapit lang, okay? Antecubital vein. Next. Number 18. Which of the following interventions would the nurse include in a plan of care for a client taking an ACE inhibitor? A. Monitor the blood pressure closely for 2 hours after the first dose. B. Begin with a high dose and gradually decrease the dose. Letter C. Administer potassium supplements to the client. And letter D. Begin with daily dosing followed by dosing every other day. Ang sagot natin dito is letter A. Monitor the blood pressure closely for 2 hours after the first dose. Kasi there is a risk for orthostatic hypotension, especially sa first dose niya. Okay? First dose effects. Dapat i-monitor mo ang blood pressure closely for 2 hours after the first dose sa ACE inhibitor. Number 19, the 40-hour week law, Republic Act number 5901, provides that employees will work only for 40 hours a week, provided that they are working in hospitals with a minimum of how many bed capacity. Alam niyo ba yan? Of course, ang sagot natin dyan is letter C, 100 bed capacity. At least 100 bed capacity. Okay?